then could have, if he's the king, he could look and put a hand on the shoulder, and you could have him have a nice moment.
Yeah.
Of,
No,
I
Virgil.
put you in this. Actually, I'm saying to Aldo, he could have put a hand on. I put you in this position because you're the best, and I trust you. And that even then makes their future conflict, we know is most likely coming, that much more resonant because Caesar's actually been kind. And there are missed opportunities. And I want to say that the moment works. There's just that extra little bit of something you could have put here that would have made it that much better than what we get.
Niels.
Let's see.
I was about to say, do you have more? Because I get to it, and while there's a lot to pick on and to look at and talk about, it's really not a ton of information to go over.
Well, I mean, we're furthering. I'm actually just happy Aldo's back because he's such a good actor, and the shot of them kind of close up to each other. Before the sword is drawn, you can
Roddy
see the two
also
guys.
did some good puffing out on the ape makeup as angry being assaulted.
And what the warning in the city itself when Aldo says Aldo will make the future with this, and Caesar kind of says then Aldo may very well soon be in the past. They're kind of bringing this what they learned in the city forward to the conflict that's about to happen, and I appreciated that.
I appreciate a ton of it. I do want the explanation of he found their future.
Yeah, I don't know.
What did he find that is their future?
He's talking about the destruction of
humanity,
of the world,
the rise of the apes,
right? And according to the stuff that was cut out, it was just the gorillas as opposed to everybody else. Right. They edited that part out of what Zira says to say the gorillas were the problem, which is now going to help this conflict between Caesar and Aldo a little bit more. So yeah, Caesar's just making a reference to the fact that he saw the destruction.
But shouldn't, instead of I found, shouldn't it be I understand? I know that's really semantics, we're going to pick on things, but it makes I understand our future. I've got information that I understand what it is. I don't know found it just seems as though it's like he's found the Ark of the Covenant,
Yeah, it's some secret manuscript that's going to tell him what.
Well, you're saying as an audience, we're supposed to connect the dots as to why he should be having this conversation with somebody else that we need to thwart the future, kind of thing.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me to be saying I found, and maybe it just doesn't click with me. I kept thinking, when you say I found, it implies that you found something. If I understand, I've seen that, then says I've seen things that I now understand. And then it's just nitpicky, but boy, that bugs me.
I wasn't bothered by that I found your future, but when Aldo says explain, Caesar saying you wouldn't understand was almost really extremely condescending, even for
a character that just says explain.
You wouldn't understand. And I'm like, here's your opportunity. Here's your opportunity.
Once again, that's when he should put a hand on that shoulder and help him. If he's this great leader, the great leaders can reach across aisles and say, let's do these kind of things. He should have taken that moment. But I will say to Claude Rains? Claude Akins. Claude Rains is from like the 1940s. But Claude's performance, I love how it's written, and I love the fact that he is such a simplistic person that it's explain. I love that.
Yeah, no, he's a great character. There was another thing that I found interesting a little bit further back. When you played the clip, I hadn't quite heard it when I was listening to it quite over the speaker, the headphones. Virgil says he went to the city for a reason, and Aldo replies, "What reason?" And the original line was he went to the city for a purpose, and Aldo's supposed to say, "What purpose?" But when you played the clip back, and I could listen to it really, really loud, a lot louder than I had it when I'm just listening to my smaller headphones, it sounds like Virgil had to go back and say over the word purpose with the word reason, because Aldo replies with what reason. If you listen to it, it's like he went to the city for a reason. Like there's like the weird little drag. There's a little drag on that, little shift on that. He went to the city for a reason. Because Aldo says for what reason, and I guess they just wanted those two words to like mirror each other.
Right.
Or maybe they had different takes and they were trying to make sure they got the right one for those two back and forth, because they went back and forth between purpose and reason. But it didn't stand out till I actually heard it back. I was like, oh, it sounds like Virgil came back in and went reason.
It makes me wonder, because you'll do a lot of wild pickup of lines on sets, so that you don't even have to go back and loop, and so that it has that ambiance. They may have... that what we talked about where McDonald's talking, I wonder if that's not something they just did wild on the set to have it, because that mix of that line is horrific.
Oh, it's blatant. Yeah.
It's really thin, really bad. Yeah. Sean, do you have anything else? You're typing now, so I think Sean's completely done.
Sean's done.
All right, for Typing Boy and Richard, I'm Todd. Everyone have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
The minute of the apes.